Hey, you know, it is graduation time for thousands of students around Western Washington, but there is one lesson that students probably have not learned yet, and that is how to be financially independent. Our local financial expert, Jason Parker, is here with Parker Financial with some important tips to help graduates take control of their finances. So glad we're talking about this.
Me too. Thank you for having me back.
Absolutely. It's good to have you here. So as a financial expert, I mean, we were just talking about this. Does it surprise you that maybe we're not teaching kids this kind of thing earlier in life?
I'm surprised. This is an area that we all have to deal with every single day, and yet there's very little financial education going on for our kids.
Yeah. I remember even in 6th grade, we learned how to write out a check. And that's one of the most important things I ever learned.
You're better than most 6th graders.
Yeah, it was really cool. So when we talk about students who are graduating high school, you know, they're going off on their own, maybe they're getting credit cards or their own bank accounts for the first time. What do they need to know?
Well, for the kids that are graduating, there's 4 primary, this is what I call personal finance 101.
Oh,
this is
easy.
The fundamentals, the foundation to getting life right as they're starting to understand money.
Okay.
The first one is you only get 2 choices with your money. You either tell your money where to go at the beginning of every month, or at the end of every month you wonder where all of the money went.
Oh, I love that. That's a great way to think about it.
We call that budgeting. And so you have to be diligent about telling your money where to go. That's the first one. The second one is, for a lot of young adults that are graduating from college right now, they've got about $34,000 on average of student loan debt. Wow. Yeah, that's a lot of debt.
That's a lot of money.
And you've got to learn that debt is bad. There's no such thing as good debt. And so if you have debt, you need to deal with that debt with urgency. And the best visual I think you can have here is imagine that your body is covered in bees and you're being stung. And you want to get those bees off you as fast as possible.
Oh, wow.
That's the type of urgency
You're going to move quickly, yeah.
Get that debt paid off.
Okay.
Yeah. As soon as you get the debt paid off, then we want you to take the money and start investing in your 401ks, in your IRAs.
Okay.
When you become an investor, you're an optimist. What you're saying is that you believe the future is going to be better than the present. And so you've got time on your side and compounding, get money into those accounts.
So do that after you pay off those debts.
After you get those debts paid off.
Okay. And then the fourth thing.
The fourth thing is I've learned that really good things happen to good people. But sometimes bad things happen to good people.
Oh, absolutely.
And having an emergency fund is essential. An emergency fund is not a GoFundMe account. An emergency fund is not a credit card. So what we want these young folks to do is start saving. Try to get at least $1,000 saved up. And then eventually we want them to have 3 months of expenses in that emergency fund, because it rains, and sometimes it rains on all of us.
Absolutely. Stuff happens.
It does.
Right. Flat tire or a medical bill or something that you got to take care of.
Now, I also, if you don't mind, I want to talk just real quickly about parents, because I think parents have a really important role here to play in financial education.
Oh, absolutely.
I'll never forget the day I moved out of my dad's house. He came out, he gave me a big hug, and then he shook my hand. And as he shook my hand, he pressed the silver dollar into the palm of my hand. And he said, "Jason, this is for if times ever get tough." He said, "I've never had to go to my family for money." And what we really want to teach our kids is to persevere. And we want them to teach them to be hungry for success. We want them to adopt this never give up attitude. And unfortunately, what parents want to do a lot of times is they want to give their kids money because they think that's going to help them. And we don't get stronger in life by sitting on the couch. That's not how you do it. Right. So we want to caution parents to not give too much to the kids as they're trying to learn their way through this.
Yeah, and I think that's the automatic response, because of course, I mean, you don't want to see your kids struggle or hurt, but also you got to kind of learn your own lessons sometimes.
Absolutely, yeah.
This is great information. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. Good financial tips. The sooner you can learn them, the better. Trust me. Jason Parker, thank you.
Thank you.